You know what's funny? I was looking at the statistics for the episodes.
Oh, yeah.
The first podcast has like 36 downloads, I think it was.
Really?
Second has 16, third has 12. So I was thinking, like, some people downloaded and listened to the first episode, like, no, fuck this.
We're getting less popular.
I'm sure we're doing great, because we are good
At
talking things.
Oh, God.
Hello everybody and welcome to another episode 4 of Antisocial Gamers. Welcome to Listening in Your Ears. My name is Nate and I can do talking. Sitting next to me is another talking do-gooder. It's Robert.
Hello! I'm
Robert.
not sick.
We no longer have the plague anymore.
Yes, I'm not sick. I can coherently create sentences. I know what I'm thinking.
We managed to survive another week, another 2 weeks actually, through illness and bad trains, apparently.
Don't get me started on bad trains, because this will become, like, travel podcasts. I was about to
Travel podcast. Let's do a travel podcast. How many podcasts can you name that talk about trains? None. Exactly. We found a niche market.
Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Antisocial Train People.
Antisocial? Oh my god.
I was going to say trainers, but that could mean something completely different. It could. Anyway, video games happened. Video games in the week happened. Robert, do you want to bring up any of your many, many topics?
So, Kanye West is creating a video game. What do we think about that? Have you heard about what the video game would entail?
I didn't see what it would entail, no. I just sort of saw the headline, Kanye West making a game, and I just assumed it would be a case of, like sort of a DJ rap star, except you don't require alcohol or talent.
Nope.
No? Okay.
What I'm about to tell you is
Simpsons Hit and Run with Kanye.
Nope, what I'm about to tell you is gonna... also, that game is tremendous.
Simpsons Hit and Run. I love Simpsons Hit and Run.
So much of that. But, my friend listened to this, and she was like, "Dear God, you and Nathan go on so many tangents," and I was about to go on one.
I was thinking about that. Like, essentially our conversations stem into, hey, did you hear about that woman? Oh, speaking of women, there was this horrible thing that happened in France. Speaking of France, my favourite food is a baguette. Speaking of baguette, they're bread, and bread is a great thing to have in your sandwich. My favourite sandwich is a cheese sandwich. Cheese originates from Spain, 1980.
And then...
that's how we talk on this show.
and then we kind of, like, stay silent for a second.
We
like,
never finish a fucking point, is the point.
Yeah, yes, we never finish a point.
Anyway, went on a tangent again.
Oh my god. By talking about tangents, we went on a tangent.
Kanye West is making a video game.
So, what this game would entail...
Yeah.
It's about to blow your fucking mind.
I'm sure it will.
If you haven't heard, you're gonna be like, what? Because I did. Okay. So, this is an actual quote from Kanye.
Right.
You would be playing as his mother.
What? Okay, this is already brilliant.
As you try to lead her through the gates of heaven.
What?
And this is literally his quote. And you do this by holding her to the light. Don't know what it means. Don't know how that gameplay would come to be. But you are playing as Kanye's mother. You are holding her to the light to get her through the gates of heaven.
I am a little bit speechless.
Yep.
I will be set. I hope... Oh,
it
Jesus.
didn't even have anything to do with his music!
Well, no, I think his mother passed away fairly recently. I think that's why this is all coming around. But yeah, I don't see that being fun, but you can't really criticise it either.
Yeah, but...
the graphics on Kanye's mother's face are terrible!
But what it... Okay, so you're playing as Kanye West's mother.
Hey, at least they're including more female main characters.
Hey, get that. Okay, so you're playing as Kanye's mother. You're trying to lead her through the gates of heaven. So, what if you don't succeed?
Yeah,
what's going to happen? Is she going to descend into hell? Kanye, why would you do that to your mother? Alright? So what's going to... How?
I'm gonna put money on the fact... On the guess that Kanye West is going to voice God. Or Jesus.
Kanye West is Kanye best.
Kanye West is Kanye best.
But
when he's taking his Kanye rest.
But I'm going to call it now, and I'm just going to say it's going to be a vertical Flappy Bird clone. please.
Oh, that would be great. And it was just like a really poorly compressed, like JPEG image of his mother, just with like wings, like clip art wings put on the back of him.
And she like, and the clouds are the pipes, and like you just hear that, and then it's a.
And I'm going to make the joke that I'm sure everyone has made. Halfway through the game, it pauses, and with a text message that says, "Hey, I'm gonna let you finish, but..." I bet everyone's made that joke, but I just had to state it for the record that I needed to say it.
Yep.
So that people wouldn't slaughter me for not making the most obvious joke in the world.
Indeed. It's important both to not make obvious jokes and to make them at the same time.
Really, this is charity work that we're doing here.
Damn straight.
Yeah. So, is there anything else we can get out of this Kanye West topic?
I don't think so. I think making fun of it is close enough to talking about it as possible, because there's no footage of it. It's just a game that he's making.
Well, the only thing I can imagine is it's either a Flappy Bird clone.
I really want it to be a Flappy Bird clone. It would be so funny.
Or it's the most boring, like, Wii U game ever. Points the cursor at the centre of the screen where the light is. Good, now hold that for 20 minutes. Yeah. Game over.
Game over.
All I can imagine it is just being that, the Flappy Bird clone, or just like, you know those games you just have to sort of like avoid stuff that's falling.
Oh.
You just have...
Whoa! What if Kanye West makes the best fucking, what are those games called? They have a specific name.
Oh, I don't know what you're talking
about. Like Gradius, what are they called? Like shoot 'em ups? No.
Oh, well, the ones where sort of like
in the bullet hell. There we are. Okay. What if Kanye West makes the best bullet hell game in all of the universe? Like, what if his mother is attempting to get to heaven, but like, I don't know, like Kanye West's haters are shooting her down with like
aliens,
bad comments,
demons. Oh, that would be a beautiful game.
It would be amazing.
Game of the year 2015, definitely.
But all I can say is I guarantee you that as soon as it's created, YouTubers will be clambering all over that shit.
Oh, you know it.
You know it.
There'll just be 1,000 PewDiePie Let's Plays.
I was about to say, PewDiePie will be first.
Yeah. Well, he gets exclusives because he's popular. Nothing
you better
against
believe
the man.
it. No, yeah.
But, he's just, well done him for getting to that position.
Too right. I would love to get, like, games free, like, a month early. That'd be amazing.
Yeah. See, there are two types of people in the world. People who hate PewDiePie and people who are jealous of PewDiePie.
Yeah, I'm super jealous.
Yeah, you have to be.
I wish I had that sort of money and power and, like, I don't know, stuff.
PewDiePie is the most powerful man in the world. Like, he's above Obama.
He's better than Kanye.
Well, not that Kanye would admit it, but...
No, Kanye knows.
Kanye knows. He should make a video game about PewDiePie going to heaven. Or just avoiding all the bad comments that he no longer gets because he turned off comments.
Exactly, because he's a pussy.
Okay, what else did you have on here that you wanted to talk about?
So we can talk about
Well, in that case, can I bring up my sole topic?
Yeah, let's bring up your sole topic.
Okay, so The Order 1886 came out fairly recently. I think it was only about this time last week that it came out. It got some pretty good reviews, I'd say. Apparently it plays a lot like Gears of War. Very, very tightly made, the actual action part of it's very fun. The only thing is, it doesn't really have much gameplay, because it's about 5-6 hours long.
Oh, tremendous.
Yeah, and according to one review that I read, the story doesn't come into it until about the last hour.
Are you serious?
Well, the entire gameplay is you shooting cockneys and werewolves, which does sound fun, but then it's mentioned that it's fairly similar to Gears of War in gameplay, and I get entirely disinterested. But apparently it's a fairly solid game. It's just it has the issue of being 5 or 6 hours long, and it's brought up this whole controversy of just how long should a game be? Should the price be factored into that sort of thing? And I wanted to get your opinions of it. Like, do you factor sort of length of game into your buying choices?
I have heard this. Now that you speak about it, I've heard of Order 1886 solely because I've heard of that argument. The how long should games be, or are you paying for time or are you paying for an experience? Because in my opinion, I'd be willing to pay, upwards of, I don't know, £60 is really fucking much for that game.
Yeah.
But, I would pay for an experience, not for the gameplay.
Yeah.
For example, I would have paid, way more money for Portal, because that is an experience, and that is a fantastic game. I would have paid, I would pay £100 and still be happy with the end product.
Well, wouldn't say that much.
Well, no, but, I'm just saying...
you'd pay full price for a game that has that much fun and replay value.
Exactly. I could play Portal over and over and over and over and never get tired of it.
Yeah.
Same with Portal 2. They're just really tightly made games. Great story.
Speaking of Portal 2, J.K. Simmons, who voiced, is it Crash? Something. The guy who sort of does the voiceovers of things, of the scientist man, who, when you get deep into the portals, I can't remember his name. Cave Johnson.
Yes.
He got an Academy Award, and well done to him. He's a fantastic actor, and he will never not be J. Jonah Jameson, though. He will forever be J. Jonah. You're doing weird things to the...
I know, I like seeing it now.
Stop! Hey, if I do this, it'll make pretty colours.
Look at all the lines, though. That's amazing.
That's wonderful. I'm sure the audience will love hearing that. Anyway, but to be fair, speaking of sort of the length for cost, comparison thing, it doesn't really matter too much to me until I think about games like, say, Fallout 3, Skyrim, that sort of thing, where it's a case of full price game, £60, whatever. That's if you buy it at launch. I get it fairly cheap after a while. I tend to wait for games to be cheap before I buy them. But still, I have not recalled any time where I felt, I'm bored of this, I don't want to play this ever again. Those games have such a powerful replay to me, and I've put hours and hours and hours into them. Which, it doesn't devalue the sort of normal length games to me, but it does make you think of, could they really do anything else with this to make it feel a bit, more fleshed out, anything like that. But of course, there's the issue with certain JRPGs that have come out recently, where it's a case of, this game is 30 hours long, but it feels like it should be 10 hours shorter than it is. Yeah,
well, the thing that's always been about JRPGs is that they trick you into thinking you're accomplishing more than you are. And that's by leveling and by making spawns and drops very, very low percentage of ever happening. And I would know this because I play I play so many JRPGs. But and I will waste hours on them because I know, but I'm aware that I'm not accomplishing anything. No. I'm just running around in a circle fighting mobs consistently for at least hours, just waiting for one thing to drop.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of I'm trying to think of short games that I've played where I felt like it was value for money. Wolf Among Us wasn't very long, and I still love that game. It was 5 episodes long, I think it was. It was about 2 hours an episode, but still 10 hours is a pretty good length for a game.
Yeah,
but it does remind me of the whole Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes debate,
right?
Because that came out. I don't think it was full price. I think it came out £30-40 to us.
Yeah.
Sort of that sort of price range. But it was only 2 hours long, depending on how you played it.
Yes, if you played it by trying to complete everything, you'd get a couple more hours out of it.
Yeah.
But if you were just rushing through the main whatever it was, then...
And everyone just considered it to be, a paid demo, which, made Hideo Kojima very unhappy.
Yes.
But... yeah, I've not played it despite being a big fan of the Metal Gear series.
Nor have I. But I feel like Hideo Kojima sometimes has very large aspirations, and he has ways that he thinks people should play his games.
Yeah.
But no one did. And so, which is funny, because then PT came out and everyone played it exactly how he wanted them to. They tried to find everything.
Yeah. I think it depends on the type of game, because games like PT, it is a case of, it's a ghost train. You want to see everything and be as scared as you can while playing it. But games like Metal Gear Solid, sort of stealth action, despite the fact of it being, a fairly slow-paced, I've got to get to here, sneaky, there are moments where it's just a case of, fuck it, I've got a big gun. I'm just going to shoot everything.
Yep.
And, that sort of mindset does apply to these sort of games where you just power through it.
Faux show.
So, the Order 1886 is not... I might end up playing it at some point.
Oh,
I'm
don't.
tempted. I'm
You know what you
tempted.
should do?
Rent it. I'm not going to do the P word. I'm probably going to see if I can rent it. Just so I can, yeah. Stop mouthing the P word to me.
I don't do that sort of thing. That's illegal.
No, I don't do that for games that aren't Ubisoft games.
Ubisoft can fuck themselves.
Well, to be fair, it's only one Ubisoft game. But again, I'm not going to admit to anything so that FBI won't trace me.
But speaking of games that are short but are experiences and are awesome, along the same lines of Wolf Among Us, we have this game called Life is Strange. And oh my god, I played the first episode and I just loved it. I don't quite. It is. What would you call, like? Because it's
episodic content. Or...
Episodic. There we go. Yeah. It's not done by Telltale.
No, which is bizarre.
Because like no one else can make games like that. But this is actually really, really well done. The art style is beautiful.
Right.
It chooses a palette of colors that just makes it like really. Like the world is like alive. It's like iridescent. It's really, really cool.
Oh, that's a big word.
Yeah, I know. But I have a really good grasp of grammar. But
let go of grammar. I'm sorry, you said that word really weird, and I had to jump on it.
Okay,
I had to jump on grammar.
Yeah. But have you heard of the story of Life is Strange? Have you heard anything about it?
The only thing that I've really heard about is that you play as two teenage girls.
It is tremendously fucking hipster. Like,
yeah.
That's all I can say. But I actually really like that. Because I think it's an accurate representation of people that are like that.
Right. Okay.
Like the girl, the main character you're playing.
Yeah.
She is so fucking hipster it hurts.
Yes.
Like, so basically, you start the game, you're walking through, like a forest, and it's all like, there's a storm happening, right?
Oh no.
And so you're like, what the fuck is happening? I played this game for like a really nice sort of, kind of hipster kind of journey. And with story, but you're trapped in this storm, and you're like, what the fuck is happening? So you keep going, and you make it to a lighthouse, and there's a big fucking tornado in the sea, and you're like, what's happening? And then she wakes up in class, and you're like, oh, that was strange.
How dare she?
And then so she's...
Wait, is that strange, or is life strange?
But, so she's a photographer.
Of course.
Because that's really hipster, but of course...
That's what teenage girls do.
Her camera is like one of those Polaroids ones. It's so fucking hipster. Okay, but, so she has like a relatively famous photography teacher.
Yeah.
And you know, her thoughts are all like, oh, I'm so nervous. Like, he wants me to put this picture into a contest, but I'm not sure about it.
Senpai noticed me.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about myself. I'm so, like, I'm odd, like, blah, blah, blah. And then, so, you know, blah, blah, blah. She goes through this, class. She makes some really stupid, like, mistakes. Gets yelled at by the teacher. Ends up leaving the class, when it's finished. She goes into the toilet to, like, wash her face and be like, oh, what's the fuck, like, I need to...
I'm a sad girl.
Yeah, like, and then she sees a butterfly, and she goes to take a picture of it, because she's fucking hipster.
Yeah.
And she's around the corner, and then this girl with blue hair comes in, and this guy who's also comes in as well, and they're started yelling and having a kerfluffle, and it's about drugs or something.
Right.
Because I think he's selling drugs or some shit like that.
Crack is whack, ladies and gentlemen. Not even once.
Not even once. But, so basically that they're having a kerfluffle, and then he shoots her. And then blue hair girl totally dies. And then he runs away. So our main character has just witnessed all of that, and she's like, what the fuck? Like, what do I do? And then...
Man, life is strange.
And then she accidentally rewinds time and ends up back in her class again.
Oh.
So this game is about
Rewind
time
mechanics,
travel.
yeah.
She can rewind time, which is really interesting because it does something that you don't get to really do in episodic games like that. So you can
you can fuck them and say, well, shit.
you can fuck with a story part and then rewind back to your choice and do another one.
Yeah.
Which I think is really interesting. There's one point where you're talking to her teacher, and there's not really a right answer for anything, because he's sort of yelling at you. And then, so you make a stupid mistake, and then he quotes something at you, and then you just rewind time and use the quote at him, because you've learned this quote from him. So you use it back at him, and he's like, "Oh yeah, good point." And like, I just find it really interesting. But I played the first episode, and it just left me wanting more.
Okay.
And, I think it's really cool.
So I might have to check it out.
I definitely recommend it. Only the first episode is out right now, so it's like
I might wait until all the episodes are out and then it's on sale at Steam for about £3.
That's I just wanted to play the first one so bad. I wanted to wait and buy all of them at the same time, but then I was like, it looks so cool. So I got it.
Let me ask, did you like the Quantic Dream games, the Heavy Rain?
I've never actually played them.
Oh really?
Never ever.
I've heard a lot of comparisons to them, except Life is Strange is somewhat better written.
Oh.
Because David Cage is not a good writer very much.
I found that Life is Strange was very well written.
Okay.
It really makes you, because most times they introduce you to a lot of characters in this one episode, but I felt an emotional attachment to most of them. And you don't really get that with a lot of things, especially when they're just shoving characters at you, and you're like, oh, what do I do? But you there's like this asshole security guard there. And then you kind of like you realize he's an asshole, and you're like, oh, he's awful. And then this girl who's picked on in your class is picked on by the security guard, and you're like, oh, what's happening there? Why is he yelling at her? But then you can either stick up for her or leave her like to get yelled at. And like two options, like one will make the security guard hate you more, or one will make Kate hate you. And it's like, what do you do? Then you later discover that like the blue hair girl that you helped because you rewound time and stopped her from dying, like you guys get really close, and you find out that you, the player, finds out that they used to be friends a couple of years ago, and then the main character girl moved away and then left blue hair chick all alone. Oh. It's just really interesting story stuff, and like I just recommend it because I thought it was a great time.
Well, that's fair enough. Again, I've not heard a great amount about it, but you may have sold me on it a little bit. I might have to check it out. Yeah, at least I might just have the first episode just to see what it is.
Do it, yes. It's got a lot of like puzzle elements in it too, which is really interesting. Yeah, that's fine. Because that has puzzle with like time physics just makes it is just a really good thing. Like there's one point where you're trying to cause off like a chain of reaction of events that covers this really mean bitch girl in paint.
That's great. It's basically turning to 90210, the video game.
It's not so much. I mean, it's got teen drama in it, but like it's not the main focus. Like there's a lot of story elements where you're like, where is this going? Like what? Because they introduce you to the mystery of that storm at the beginning. Like she's having these visions. What's happening with that? Yeah. She has this time travel ability. Why does she have it? Why now? Like what? There's another girl who's missing in town, who used to be Blue Hair's best friend, and you know you know that you're eventually going to start looking for her. Yeah. What happened to her? Where is she? It's just a lot of interesting things happening, and I'm really excited to see where it goes.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
Good.
We talked a long time about that. I'm really sorry.
Fucking video games, yeah!
I'm really sorry. But I was just really passionate.
No, that's fine. Visual novels, I see, is on your list.
Yeah!
Just sort of general opinions. What made you want to speak of this? Is this just sort of something in general?
Well, I mean, I've always been super into, like, anime and blah, 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 And as a cause of that, I just tend to play a lot of bullshit anime games. And visual novels are one thing that I tend to play a lot of. And I was just wondering if you've ever played one before, if you were ever, like, into anime at all, like...
I do kind of enjoy... I enjoy anime. I wouldn't say I like anime. Like, there is anime that I do get on with, but a lot of the time I just sort of watch it and think, this is not what I like in anime. It's like, what have I started watching recently? Black Butler.
Right, yes.
Which
I started watching that a little bit.
I do like it, but every now and again there'll be a joke and I'll just be like, the Japanese is strong in this.
I know. I had to stop watching Black Butler.
Why?
I just... It just, like, got... I stopped watching after the point where, like, he invited all those, like, people over that were going to try and steal from him and he killed them or something. I can't remember what...
That's like the first episode, I think.
Is it? No way!
No. I've only
I
gotten
know
so
I
far...
watched a few episodes.
I know I've only gotten so far into the first season. Yeah, I can't really... Have you gotten to the episodes where they talk about, like, Jack the Ripper and all that? No, okay, yeah, because...
Does it get more interesting?
It does. The first episode is less an introduction to the story and more an introduction to the characters and the theme that it's going to be.
Right.
It does get better. Did you watch it dubbed or subbed?
I'd never watch English dub.
That's
Never,
interesting
ever.
Because I do often prefer the Japanese voice acting, but I honestly think the English dub works a bit better.
Really?
It's a weird backwards land, but also I think it helps because the actual setting is in England and you know, all the comedy British accents. You know, it really does add to it somewhat. But it gets better. I've been told to avoid the second series.
Oh, okay.
I've been told the first series is great. The second series is just nothing but disappointment.
Oh, great.
So, but anyway, yeah, animes.
So, a visual novel that I had played and thoroughly enjoyed was called Steins Gate,
right?
Which was originally a visual novel. Then it got adapted into an anime. And I was super backwards, and I had watched the Steins Gate anime first.
Yeah.
And then went back to play the visual novel, and dude, Steins Gate is, in my opinion, one of the best animes of like 2013.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a bold claim.
It was at first it kind of looked on the outside it looked like a silly kind of like Life and Times anime, but like it's 12 episodes, I think. And it blew my mind. So, and it's also about time travel. I really like time travel.
Wibbly wobbly.
Wibbly wobbly timey stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like, have you ever actually sunk your teeth into like a visual novel?
It's weird because I'm almost certain I have, but I can't for the life of me remember what the game was or if it even existed.
I think that I really feel that you should play Steins Gate.
I might do, if is it free? Through means, I assume so.
Through means.
I was going to say, a lot of
it has to be, because it was actually only out in Japan, and there is a fan...
I can assume there's like a browser-based version of it. I'm pretty sure I've played something like browser-based.
But yeah, it's just really, really good.
Yeah.
So yeah, visual novels, they're cool.
Yeah,
but do you this is another thing. Sometimes I will read a visual novel.
Yeah.
And with sort of like the promise of being able to, like, having multiple endings depending on what choice you choose.
Yeah.
But just like when you already like do you feel like that gives you anything? Because I kind of feel like it doesn't.
From what I've seen of visual novels, the big ending, like towards the end, 5 different endings. It all depends on the final decision you make, and like very little of the actual previous. Like, I don't have an issue with visual novels, but they're a lot shallower than people make them out to be. It's the main issue. It's like it's often either a character says a thing, you can essentially Mass Effect but without the shooting.
Yeah,
you respond as a nice person, an okay person, or a dickhead.
But I think my problem with it is that you'll have like a bunch of endings, but there's only one true ending. And it's like, well, then
like
all
four
of...
endings where you die.
Exactly. Then all of my effort is for naught, and I need to replay the entire thing and skip a lot of scenes just so I can get back to decisions to see the true ending. I find that bullshit. I think that you should be able to finish one ending and then unlock, like, the rest of them and be able to see what happens.
Yeah.
Or see why certain choices affected the story in such a way.
The visual novel's such a strange thing, because it is essentially reading a book, but you get to sort of include your own character in there.
Yeah.
And it's an odd concept.
Not in Steins Gate. In Steins Gate, that,
you just read.
You are sort of playing as, like, the main character, but...
Right.
He has a personality. Like, you don't really do much.
Okay.
I mean, you have control over certain functions, like calling people and whatever, which, as weird as that sounds, actually plays a big part in gameplay of the game, because the manner of which that they control time travel is that they send text messages to the past and the future, and like that in turn changes events.
Okay.
Because that future or past self now has information on that current point in time. So it...
okay, yeah, that is an interesting concept, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know whether I care for it in a visual novel concept. I might have to look in the anime.
Yeah, I recommend the anime a bit more if you're not willing to put the time sink into Steins Gate, because it is... especially the visual novel, it's incredibly convoluted, but the anime makes it really interesting. Like, it's really great.
That's good. We're actually running low on topics now, which is unfortunate. I will say to anyone listening, we're recording this on Wednesday rather than Thursday, which we usually do. So if, like, Thursday morning, someone from EA just shot a child in the face, the reason we're not covering that is because we don't know of it yet.
Yes.
You are speaking to echoes from the past.
Echoes from
the past. You are listening to dust in the wind.
We are recording on a Wednesday because
I'm busy tomorrow evening.
Nathan's doing something tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm taking someone to another part of the country.
Oh dear.
Wait, it's not that far away. It's only Norfolk.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, I don't really need to explain.
Come on, explain it on the podcast.
Fine, I'm taking my partner back to see their friends in Norwich for their birthday.
Aww.
Which is because I don't like material things. My house is empty. It's just a big white room with no things in it, because things are just concepts by man who wants to bring you down with the dollar. Yeah. I like my latte skinny, tall, and frothy.
Good God, Nathan. Thanks.
Sorry. My hipster side came out.
God, it was painful.
Skinny, tall, and frothy.
That's how I like my men.
That was you who said that.
It's not how I like my men, actually.
He prefers them bubbly.
Oh, dear. Fucking hell.
We're sorry if we're low energy. I know I've had a pretty busy day, but
I'm not low energy. I have a lot of energy.
I'm sleepy.
I've had
I'm hungry. There's a pizza on the table waiting for me.
Dude, I've had a really shit day, but I refuse to let it bring me down. You must always maintain positive composure, because
think happy thoughts.
If you tell yourself you're happy, you might trick yourself into thinking so.
If you tell a lie enough times, it will become the truth.
Exactly.
You are the Stalin of thoughts.
But yeah, do you have any other topics, or are we just going to keep going down my list?
I don't think... Oh, yes, I had one other topic that came out today. Remember how in the first episode I made the revelation that Grand Theft Auto 5 was delayed for the PC?
Indeed.
It's been delayed again. I think in January time they said, oh yeah, whoops, it's not coming out January, it'll probably come out in March sometime. And they've come out today and said, April 10th.
Is it ever coming out?
I don't know.
Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be out, and then, like, Grand Theft Auto for the PC is still going to be like,
Rockstar will come out and say, sorry, it's been delayed to 2017.
Delayed indefinitely.
Yeah. I don't see the point in it anymore.
I don't think you people are ever getting Grand Theft Auto 5 for the PC.
Which is fine, I played it on the PS3, I had fun with that, that's fine.
Yeah, I don't even want it anymore.
No, I'm still running through Stealth Bastard.
Oh my god.
Have you looked into that game after my recommendation last week?
No, but I still love that it's called Stealth Burst.
I think it was released for Xbox Live. It was either it was released for PSN as well, I think. But they had to change the name to something. But I can't remember what it was.
Like
Stealth Man, Stealth Man, or something silly like that.
Although not in this country, it wouldn't be called Stealth Bugger.
No. I'm pretty sure bugger means the same thing in other countries. Well, in America at least. Does it not?
No.
What does it mean in? What does it mean in your weird backwards country?
No one uses bugger. But if you were saying someone was a bugger, it would be like a I don't know. Like
depending on the state you're in, that would be
like
a serious accusation.
A bad person.
Because, yeah. Okay. While we're on it, the one thing that annoys me is that Americans can't say the word twat properly.
What annoys me is that the Americans can't use the word wank properly, or wanker.
It's okay. I know it's a petty thing to rant about, but it's not. It's not twat.
Ugh.
It's twat. There's like an invisible H in there. We like to put those in because we're British.
I've never I've watched so many films where they've like used twat, and I'm like, what is a twat?
It just sounds like a completely new word. But yeah, we really shouldn't rag on this.
There's no O.
See, this is what happens when we try not to deviate from our topic. We're only at like 37 minutes, and we've only got like one topic left, I think. Unless we should talk about Game Grumps, I don't know.
Oh, Game Grumps!
Well, again, I think we discussed pretty much everything about it before the show, but...
I think next week we should open up the show by saying, hi, welcome to,
hello, I'm
Antisocial Game... Welcome to Antisocial Gamers Podcast, where we talk about video games and try not to talk about Game Grumps, but fail.
Welcome to Grumpcast.
Oh my god.
They should do a Grumpcast.
I was about to say, why don't they?
Because they probably spend all their time recording anyway.
Yeah, but they should do it. I like the episode of, like, the couple episodes of Pokemon where they lost the footage, and so they were just like,
yeah, they had to animate it.
Well, it's a podcast. I just kind of... I would like to listen to more of them. Because, I don't know, just
Danny's and Aaron's tones just shouting at each other. It's very relaxing.
Yeah.
Soothes the soul.
I've started watching, like, Steam Train at bedtime. Oh, right. And, like... I start, like, falling asleep to it, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I can watch Game Grumps fully attentive.
Yeah.
But, as soon as I put on Steam Train... I think it's because I don't like Ross as much. He's just boring to me, so I kind of fall asleep.
Poor Ross.
I know, bless him. I don't hate him, but yeah, you're just not as interesting, bruh.
No. Well, the weird thing is because Steam Train started when John was still with Game Grumps. Like, there was only a couple of episodes sort of lead into it.
Yeah.
I didn't watch the first few episodes, so I didn't really pay attention to it. I just saw the words like Steam Train and like the faces of Ross and Danny sort of wearing like train hats, and this is going to sound completely fucking ridiculous of me, but I thought they'd like release sort of a new series about like model trains, and or like sort of like just those really boring job simulators.
Although, you know what, like, saying that, they also did do like a couple episodes of that brand deal of that toy car thing.
Oh, yeah, sort of Anki Drive or whatever it was called.
I really disliked those.
Yeah.
I just didn't find them interesting.
I watched them, but I didn't find them funny. No. I got what they were trying to do, it just wasn't necessarily my brand of humour.
No, same. I mean, like, they genuinely like it.
Also,
so,
I just didn't understand what it was. All I saw was, like, these two cars, like, racing around a track with no sort of input from either of them aside. Yeah. I just assumed, like, is this like an automatic thing of they're just driving around randomly and they're just shouting at it?
I was like, I am no longer, like... I watched all of it, but I was not attentive.
No.
Like, yeah.
Well, I just kind of watched it with like a sort of confused face, just going, does it get funny?
Why are we talking about Game Grumps? But, okay.
Because we've got 20 fucking minutes left, and all we've got to talk about are fucking MMOs and zombies. And not in the same topic, not in the same conversation.
But yeah, we just wanted to let you all know that they're, because, what was it, episode 1, that we were talking about the conspiracy in Game Grumps?
Yeah.
They're well, just recently in episodes something of the Zelda 2 playthrough.
Link to the past? No, it's
Zelda 2.
Yeah.
The Adventure of Link.
Yeah, that's it.
The John was mentioned again. Huzzah! So, like, clearly there isn't a thing, like, about how they can't talk about John. They just don't.
Yeah. Well, it was just, like, an odd thing because, obviously for a while, for the longest time, Aaron never really seemed to talk about it, and John seems as though he had to avoid talking about it. Because he was asked about it, and he just kind of said, oh, well, I can't really talk about that sort of thing. And, you know, maybe suggesting it was a legal thing was a very blank. It was just kind of a blunt sort of. It was a leap. I'll put it that a leap to an assumption. And yeah, but if they are just sort of generally cool, because one thing I noticed is that they do tend to play a lot of games that John seems to. Like, as I said recently, today they released the California games, and they didn't mention John once, but like all of the comments were, didn't John do a video on this? God, stealing John's ideas.
I haven't watched it yet. I should.
It is funny.
Okay.
I will say, it's not as funny as John Tron's video on it, but it's still very funny.
I love John Tron. I think I have this huge like crush on him.
In a non-relationship-y way, just, oh, John, I want to pet your neck beard.
Yeah, like, he's adorable. Bless him.
He's a sort of person who'd be great to have a pint and watch Netflix with.
Yeah, I think so, but I also feel like he wouldn't shut up.
Hey, that's fine with me. I love to talk through movies.
Oh my god, I can't.
Not through like.
We can never go to the cinema together. Nick.
No, not in cinemas. But if it's like sort of an if it's a film that deserves to be made fun of, I will talk through it.
Oh, okay.
Like if I watch Schindler's List with someone, I will chat shit through it.
Yeah. Oh, right. Because I watched a film recently, Horns.
Oh yes, I've seen that.
I saw it at the cinema. And I had two friends with me. And one of them, who was currently listening to the podcast, can't be quiet to save her fucking life.
Why?
So she was like just really loud in the cinema and like talking.
And
I was like, please no, I'm so embarrassed.
The most embarrassed I've been in a cinema. I went to see Drag Me to Hell with some friends.
I went to see that, and that was it scared me when I first saw it, and then I watched it again. At home, and I was like, this is the stupidest film I've ever seen.
I think it can only be scary in a cinema where, you know, like the loudness like really takes you. It's all on a big screen. You can't really look away for anything else. And pardon me.
Oh my god.
Sorry about that. And yeah, obviously it was a startling movie. It was just full of jump scares and shit like that. And you know, me and my two friends were just sort of not screaming, we were just doing and then laughing sort of nervously afterwards. And like when we got to like the final 15 minutes, another one of those happened, and like it was a bloody empty cinema as well. There was like us three, an elderly couple, sort of a couple of rows in front of us and far off to the
left. Them, they'll get like heart attacks.
And there was like a man with his girlfriend. It seemed like sort of, you know, sort of in the centre of it. We were like sat right at the back, and we were just sort of laughing at this bit. And yeah, this happened like one of the final scares of the movie came up. We all like ha sort of thing, and this guy just turned around and shouted this thing like, "Would you please shut the fuck up?"
That's amazing. Oh,
so we just sort of like slumped in our seats for the rest of the film and left very quickly after it was finished.
Oh, that's brilliant. Oh god! But yeah, I thought that film was utter shit.
Oh, it was
the second
terrible.
time.
To be fair, some of the laughter in that I did to that film was completely genuine. Like, there's a scene where the lead character drops an anvil on the old woman's head, and I just burst out laughing, saying that should have fucking Acme written on the side of it or something like that.
Oh my god! I think one of the parts that made me like piss myself the most was the part where they were doing like that summoning with the goat, and I was just like, this is just hilarious.
It's a silly film. The thing is, it's done by Sam Raimi, the same guy who did the Evil Dead films, so I suppose you have to expect that sort of thing.
Yeah, it was very silly.
Very silly. Hey, kitty.
Oh, right, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Poor cat.
I was like, what? There's a cat here. When did you get a cat?
We're not allowed one. Craig and I have already decided this. When we get a place where we can get a cat, we're getting a cat and we're calling it Meownier.
Meownier.
Mjolnir. And whoever can pick him up is appraised to be the Lord of...
God, that's brilliant.
The Lord of Hell... Not Helsinki, fucking... What's the name of the...
Valhalla.
I was going to say Helsinki. That's a city in Finland, I think.
You make me sad.
Anyway, MMOs you wanted to
Yes.
speak about, or Final Fantasy 14 in particular.
Well, so my brother was super into Final Fantasy XIV when it came out.
Why?
How dare you?
Yes.
Because we both like MMORPGs, right?
Why?
Fuck you. Because we both have no lives, alright?
Oh, well, fair enough.
And then, and we're both really into Final Fantasy as well.
Yeah.
So, I used to play Final Fantasy XI when it came out, so when 14 was coming out, and this was the second time 14 came out, not the first time when it was garbage, I got a hold of a beta key, so I was like, I'm gonna play the beta then. So,
Okay.
I really, really enjoyed myself, but I decided that I didn't have the money to pay for
Is it a monthly...
Yeah, monthly subscription. So I was like, I don't have the money to pay for this, like, long term. But
Yeah.
my brother had a full-time job, so he did.
Fuck him.
Yeah, I know. Fuck. Asshole. But so he played it for ages. He's played it for about a year now. And I've only just recently gotten money.
Hooray!
So I was like, oh, well, I think I will finally invest.
Invest in Square
Ha
Enix.
ha! It's not investing. I'm wasting my money. But
And your life.
But I decided that because it was half term 2 weeks ago. Fuck you.
Sorry, I just remembered you were still at school.
Shut up. I am almost 21 and
Does
still
that make
at
me
school.
a predator inviting you into my house?
No, I'm not. I'm 21 in 3 months.
Of course.
Good
you are.
God. Yes, I am. But so I've started playing. I played for 7 days, and I pretty much played nonstop.
Oh,
I have sunk about 80 hours into it now.
Jesus Christmas.
I am almost at the level cap, which is 50. I am level 46. And I just really, really... I don't know what it is about MMORPGs, but I enjoy them so much. I know I'm really accomplishing nothing, because I'm making numbers go up on a screen and making my character look different.
You're just having an intellectual battle with some ones and zeros. That's
Exactly.
all that's happening.
But it just... Oh, it makes me feel so good. I really, really enjoy MMORPGs. And I've played my share of, like, free ones, but Square Enix just does it right, man. They do it right, so I'm willing to pay.
Is there any other Final Fantasy game that you would compare it to, sort of gameplay-wise or visual style sort of thing? Or
I would compare the gameplay to World of Warcraft.
Really?
You have a hotbar, which is... It's funny, because Final Fantasy XI, which ran for... It's still running, and it's been going for like 13 years now.
Mm-hmm.
They went along the kind of more traditional Final Fantasy kind of gameplay,
Yeah.
where you had a little actions thing, and you had an attack, magic,
Oh.
check, examine, like that kind of shit. So like that was like playing in...
Sorry, what the fuck is that noise?
That's a plane.
That's a loud-ass fucking plane.
It's hanging low,
Aren't we all?
aren't we all?
Anyway, sorry to interrupt you. There was just this loud rumbling going on for about 2 minutes.
It's still going on, but
It's
but
fading
yes.
now.
So yeah, they had a more traditional Final Fantasy kind of
Yeah.
battle system. But the only thing reminiscent of Final Fantasy in this new game is the jobs and class system. So
Oh, right.
they have...
So is it like you can become a black mage part-time sort of thing?
Well, the jobs are all like black mage, white mage, like.
Yeah.
But the something that they did differently is that you need to have certain other so that you have base classes,
Yeah.
such as like pugilist, gladiator, marauder, rogue, that kind of thing. And then you can upgrade at level 30, if you meet certain requirements, you can upgrade to a job instead of a class.
Okay.
And then, so, for example, after level 30, Rogue can turn into Ninja, which is what I am. And then it goes along that line.
Okay.
But, yeah, it's just, oh dear, I play too much of it. I realize I'm wasting my life, but I love it so much.
I could not be less interested in this game whatsoever. It's Final Fantasy, and it's an MMO game. Sorry, it's a modern Final Fantasy, and it's an MMO game.
I just love MMOs.
I can't stand them.
Really?
Honestly, I've played RuneScape, I've played World of Warcraft, and I couldn't play them for long. They're just... Everyone... Okay, I admit, probably the main issue... Well, I have two main issues with MMOs, and just a lot of video games in general, really, is... first of all, MMOs, other people don't like that.
Yeah.
Second of all, the feeling of... How should I put it? Power in a game.
Yeah.
The feeling of I'm only a low level, I have to work up to get something half decent. Like the time between realizing, okay, I don't have much effect on this world, to being, okay, I can actually take on some people in this world. That time has to be very specific of how long that can be. I find with MMOs it's a case of you can play for 6 days and there's just no feeling of power there in you.
I think especially with MMOs like Final Fantasy XIV specifically, how you feel about that kind of like power wise is how many hours you're willing to put into the game, because it's taken me 1 week to almost reach the level cap.
Yeah.
But that is pretty much non-stop playing whenever I'm not at work.
Yeah.
And that luckily I didn't have college at the time. So like I didn't have to worry about that. I did my coursework, so all of that was really easy to just waste my time on this thing. But now I'm having less time to be able to focus on gaming.
And now comes the struggle.
And it's now gonna be like, because I'm
just gotta get like 5 more hours, man.
Yeah, because I'm level 46, which is 4 levels away from the level cap. But it takes 4. I'm currently 100,000 out of 400,000 experience to level up. So it's gonna take a while. I need to do some like grinding, and that's like every 10 minutes I'll have 10,000 experience about that.
Yeah.
So if I'm really looking at that, it's like, let's say in an hour I have 60,000, so I'm looking at leveling up every maybe hour and a half. So if I grind that way, and of course every time I level up I need to get even more experience.
Yeah.
I'm looking at
it's a mathematical nightmare.
Yeah, if I'm going at a steady rate like that, I'm looking at being level 50 in about 6 hours, maybe, if I non-stop play.
Well, it's just like to bring another game into it that I wouldn't want to see as an MMO. To be fair, Fallout 3, that game, it starts you off in such a way that any encounter is a fucking trial. Like, if you see like the red line appear on your radar, you think, "Oh, I'm fucked."
The only Fallout game I've ever played is I think the original one for the PC.
The original top-down one.
Yeah.
Oh, blimey, you didn't have much fun then, did you?
No, I quite liked it.
I tried playing it. I didn't really care for it. Fallout Tactics I thought was alright.
I think it's because when I played Fallout, like I was too young to be playing Fallout.
Yeah.
And like I thought it was so cool, and that I never got far.
I just didn't like.
I was a stupid kid.
I just didn't like the whole thing of like the way it worked, like sort of action points of like having to spend points to move and attack and that sort of thing. Just maybe I'm just a little bit. I just don't like thinking ahead that much. To be fair,
I think it's what really got me into like RTS.
Real time. Yeah, it is an RTS game, sort of, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's I don't know. I just found it interesting.
Yeah. It's interesting enough.
Yeah.
Did you want to quickly talk about zombies, or...
Yeah,
So we've only got a few minutes left.
Yeah, let's go on. What do you think about the tropes of zombies in video games? Do you think they're effective anymore, or do you think they were ever effective?
It depends how they're utilised. I think it was kind of... I wouldn't say ruined, but... it brought upon some bad tropes, shall I say, in Left 4 Dead.
Oh,
Because
definitely.
I do love Left 4 Dead as a game, but the fact that that game just sort of made zombies into such cannon fodder.
Yeah.
It reminds me of... because I used to... One of my favourite game series ever is Time Splitters.
Yeah.
As I revealed to you a few weeks ago when we played in my house.
Indeed.
In the very first game, there is a level simply called Mansion. And it's probably one of the most terrifying levels I had to play as a child, as a game. In a game.
Yeah.
Because it starts you off in a room, immediately, 2 zombies in the room. You have a shotgun, quick. But to kill them, you have to shoot them in the head.
Right.
Like, if you just sort of shoot them in the chest, they'll just sort of fall down, then slowly get back up. And if they hit you, they will take you down to, like, quarter health. Like, they're powerful motherfuckers.
Yeah.
And just that game in general, because... that level in general, because it made zombies scary, it made them difficult. You had to be thinking ahead, you had to be very precise on how to shoot them.
You had to be calm and collected and skillful.
Nowadays, just a case of, oh, there's a zombie, pow, it's gone, bring on the next 10, thank you.
Yeah.
They don't have as much effect on me anymore, but
what's funny is that they try and mix it up, and they'll have another game and they'll be like, oh, look, we're not going to give you any weapons. You're just going to have to hide from things. And I think that in itself has now become a trope, even though it was a new thing.
What, just hiding?
Yeah. Like, there's the amount of games that came out last year that were just, oh, we're going to make you helpless and you have to run and hide.
Well, yeah, that kind of came from Amnesia: The Dark Descent.
Yeah, and then it got popular, and then... look at the shit ton of other games that came out.
Well, the thing is, I'd say it got popular then, they didn't really bring about any tropes as far as I could aware, just like straight off the back of that. But then, indie games, like completely free on the web, like Slender, I think is probably the worst for that sort of thing, came out. Cry of Fear had Battle. Some of the SCP games where you don't have to, where you can't defend yourself, it's just a case of run.
And for in some ways, Five Nights at Freddy's, because you're essentially helpless.
That was more towards the
yourself.
end of the more towards modern day.
There's that other one with like the PlayStation 4 one that came out really early. It was like you had a camera and you were in an insane asylum or whatever.
Oh, Outlast.
Outlast, there we are.
Yeah, that's another one. That's actually a good game.
It doesn't have zombies in it, but
no, but it's Little Pig and it's just it's a lovely little game.
It's fantastic.
But yeah, zombies in general, overused, I think, is an overused word for it now.
Yeah, I think
to put a finer point on it. I'm not sick of seeing them. I just wish they'd be used in a better way.
I just wish they were interesting, but they don't interest me anymore.
I think Dead Island and Dying Light try to use them fairly well. Where it's a case of they're not necessarily easy to kill. But...
I'm annoyed about Dead Island because like I remember the trailer for that being just fucking amazing, and really getting me excited. But then like, nope.
No, that game broke my heart, because me and a good friend of mine, we rented the game from Blockbuster. This is how long ago it was. And we're like, yeah, let's sit down and play this. Sit down. Oh, no, local multiplayer. Well, shit.
Damn.
And that's one thing just upsets me. That
local multiplayer.
Local multiplayer.
Hardly a thing anymore.
Yeah, which
is bullshit.
You make your controllers expensive so people hardly want to buy them. Then you make hardly any games to make people want to buy the bloody controllers anyway.
I know. I hate the fact that local multiplayer isn't a thing anymore because, well, isn't really a thing. Because, then what's more popular now is for you to get online with all your friends, which means you all need to have a copy of the game. You all need to have a
solid internet connection.
It's bullshit.
Which is, the pound of fucking penny these days.
Yeah, which it would just be so much easier if local multiplayer was still a thing, and you'd be able to just be in the same place and play the same game.
Yeah.
Split screens or whatever.
Simpler times. Funner times. We're sad now. Let's go.
Alright, well, we've talked about all we want. We're reaching the hour mark, so,
yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening.
Yeah, you do the outro this. I'm playing back.
Hi guys, thank you for listening. You've been listening to the effervescent Robert and the ever lovely Nathan.
Oh, I'm lovely.
Look at him, blushing. Oh,
As
he's always.
Thank you for listening to the show. You can find us online at antisocialgamerspodcast.libsyn.com. That's libsyn.com.
Or on iTunes.
Or on iTunes, just look up Antisocial Gamer.
Although realistically, fact that you're listening to this means you've already found us.
You're probably there, to be fair. You can follow the podcast, which is at AntisocialPcast on Twitter.
You can follow me on Twitter at Robert Has a Vlog on Twitter.
You can follow me at WhoDatNates on Twitter.
Same spiel every time.
Yeah, same bollocks. If you've listened to the previous episode, you know what we are. You can find me on YouTube on Whoneedsquality. There will be videos this weekend. I promise you, there will be videos this weekend.
Is my episode ever going?
Yes, your video will be up this weekend.
Haha! Fantastic.
Yeah, I actually have time Thursday evening to do some editing.
I'm super excited.
So, hooray. Sorry, being in full-time employment does not mean making YouTube videos are easy.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, Robert and I have been discussing some ideas, so hopefully they'll come to fruition sometime soon. That's a good word. Fruition.
Oh, fruition.
I like fruition.
Yes, so there may be things happening on the channel. Whoa.
On the Whoneedsquality channel, yeah, so keep a keen eye on that, but not too long, because otherwise you'll get bored watching it not update for 2 weeks.
Yeah, not too keen an eye, because I'm pretty sure some of these ideas aren't going to come to fruition for at least a month.
See, now you're stealing my word. Fuck off.
Geezer.